Welcome to this presentation on the IRS's Get a Tax Transcript request function to help you gather needed information for answering the free application for federal student aid, or Fafsa, personal financial questions for students and parents. Sometimes people just do not have immediate access to certain information, and the IRS can send you copies. Let's start with the bluff. The bottom line up front. The IRS has 4 methods that you may use to request copies of your returns and transcripts. This slide is the most important one in this presentation, as it has all the information you need. So this is the bottom line up front. If you desire more information about the FAFSA questions on personal finances, plus the IRS's services for transcripts, please join me for the rest of the video. If this presented information is all you need, then you are done. The sequence of this presentation is as shown. Let's start with the introduction. This presentation is part of a series on funding higher education provided by United Way of the Quad Cities area. I'm John Cook, a volunteer and FAFSA navigator. I'm going to keep this presentation moving along. Please feel free at any time to pause or replay the video in order to review the sections that catch your interest. You will hear the term transcript as we go through this presentation. The IRS can provide to you copies of your tax filing forms and schedules, which is fine if all you need is a picture of your end results. However, you may also request a variety of transcripts, which are printouts of the basic data over a wide range of topics which are easier for the IRS to print out from their database. 2 transcripts that we'll be emphasizing in this presentation are Record of Account Transcript and Wage and Income Transcript. Why would you need information from your most recent tax filing documents and other personal financial information? Because the FAFSA is to assist the U.S. Department of Education in determining if there is a need to provide financial assistance to support someone's higher education, because expenses are bigger than students' and families' resources. Here is the FAFSA form's 7 steps. The student's 4 pages of questions are on the left in blue, and if the student is determined to be dependent upon parents or guardians, then their 2 pages are on the right in purple. The tax and personal finance questions involve tax filing status, married, single, etc., the adjusted gross income, actual taxes paid, earnings from work, other types of taxed and untaxed income and financial assistance, plus education tax credits claimed. The student answers at step 2 on pages 4 and 5. If parents or guardians are involved in the application, then their answers are at step 4 on pages 6 and 7. So you do need recent tax filing and personal financial information. In order to answer the questions, you may need 3 categories of forms and records: your actual tax filing forms, your income documents from work, self-employment, interest, dividends, and capital gains, plus other forms, records, receipts, and statements for retirement account contributions, court-ordered child support, veteran schooling, selected special pay, and other forms of untaxed compensation and assistance. The IRS may be able to assist you with tax and income documents sent to the IRS. The 3rd category may need your records or reports from other businesses and agencies, as they are non-tax categories. Our focus today is on the IRS-related forms. Speaking of tax-related, a service to discuss is the Fafsa Tax Data Retrieval tool. Question: wouldn't it be great to have a tool that would just automatically transfer the tax data from the previous year's tax forms directly into the online FAFSA form? I'm glad you asked. In order to learn more about the IRS Data Retrieval tool, we can read about it at the U.S. Department of Education's Student Aid website at the address shown on the screen. In the Resources section at this web address is information on how to use the online FAFSA tool to electronically retrieve the current tax return data into the online application. Thank you to the IRS Data Retrieval tool. Also at the large Resources page, we find the section on FAFSA information. As we scroll down the large list of resources, we can find assistance tools such as images, which includes a diagram on using the data retrieval tool. Here is a snapshot of the chart on how to use the data retrieval tool for the online FAFSA. So the good news is that when using the online FAFSA, you may use the IRS data retrieval tool to answer the tax filing form questions. But there are more personal financial questions to answer beyond what is on the tax filing form. Also, what if the data retrieval tool doesn't work for you, or you are using the paper form? What do we do now? Uh-oh, I can hear this advice now from the IRS, and they are using the tone in your father's voice. Always keep copies of your tax returns, tax documents, and personal financial records for at least 3 years. Thanks, Dad. Sometimes you just have to explain that life happens. There are many reasons you may not have immediate access to all of these financial records. Natural disasters. Things are packed away due to a move. Fill in the blank, my tax preparer is. And, of course, unexpected personal dramas, death, divorce, abandonment, fires, you name it. For some people, it's just, when I'm done with taxes for the year, I am so done. So, it is time to present the IRS Get Transcript service. At the IRS's website, irs.gov, in the search box in the upper right-hand corner, type in the search term of Get Transcript. Hit the search button, and we jump to the Get Transcript page. Let's look at the first 3 exploring options. There is the Get Transcript function itself, an explanation of the transcript types, and a request form to use by mail. Let's review them in this order. A, we'll start with the explanation of the types of transcripts, and then B, look at how to make an online request for the needed transcripts. We'll fold in the mail-in request form in with the other requests. Let's now review the A, types of requests. We are at the IRS website's page for types of transcripts, and it has the web address shown on the screen. The first type of transcript is the tax return transcript. It provides most line items internal to the tax return forms. Okay. The second type of transcript is called a tax account transcript. This provides information on the marital status of the tax filing and the end product of the income and payments. Okay. Why can't we get a combination of the two? So the third type of transcript is a combination of the previous two, and it is called the Record of Account Transcript. Order the Record of Account Transcript and you get all the tax filing information. Ta-da! But wait, what about the income forms that provide the data for the tax filing form? Glad you asked. Request a wage and income transcript for the income forms. that were received by the IRS from employers, businesses, and organizations, W-2s, 1099s, and IRA contributions. Remember, the transcripts are printouts of the tax filing form and income form data from the IRS database, not the forms themselves. All you need is the basic information for filling out the Fafsa. Record of account transcript for the data from the tax filing forms, and wage and income transcript for the income and IRA contribution forms as data. That's what the IRS is offering in assistance, if you need it, in retrieving personal financial information related to the tax filing forms and income documents plus IRA contributions. The other information will have to be researched with the originating organizations. Thank you, IRS, for helping to get us part of the way. Now that we know the type of transcripts to get, let's discuss the 4 methods to request those transcripts. We're back at the main web page for the IRS Get Transcript service. At the top of the page, when we land there, you may see 2 large blue buttons to choose the requesting method. The left button is for the online method. The right button is for the transcripts to be mailed method. But wait, there's more. Remember that we're at the top of the page. This web page is like an iceberg, where only a small portion of the tip of the iceberg is showing, and there is a lot of the iceberg hiding under the water. Be sure to scroll down and review all of the information and options. At the bottom, the IRS even acknowledges that if you're trying to get a transcript to complete the Fafsa, refer to the Tax Information for Student Financial Aid application. It's custom designed for you. There is this exclusive section at the IRS website for students and parents attempting to fill out the Fafsa. Reading through this advice, we get 3 of the 4 request methods. Paragraph 3 is on making an online request for online access, so online to online. Paragraph 4 is on making an online request for the needed transcripts to be mailed to you, online to mail. Paragraph 5 is for folks that do not desire to do the request online. This method is to call the IRS at the number shown on the screen to make the request and to have the transcripts mailed to you. So, call to get mail. 3 of the 4 request methods discussed, and 1 to go. The 4th method is mail a request to get the transcripts or forms mailed back to you. Mail to mail. Shown on the screen is Irs Form 4506-T, the T being for transcript. If you remember, it was a download option on the main Get Transcript page shown earlier. The IRS also has a Form 4506 to request a copy of your actual forms. Our focus now is on the -T for transcripts. In the lower portion of the forms, where the applicant is asked, what type of transcripts are you being requested? You may request both the record of account transcript and the wage and income transcript on the -T form. The request for copy of the tax form on the Form 4506 won't get you both sets of the needed information. So say it with me, Form 4506-T. Thank you. We can now add to our list Form 4506-T, the mail-to-mail option. Let's review our 4 transcript request methods. Request online for online access. Request online to have transcripts mailed. Call to request that transcripts be mailed, or use Form 4506-T to mail your request to have the transcripts mailed back to you. And I actually understood what I said. I think we did a pretty good job. Let's wrap up this presentation. Here is our bottom line upfront slide describing the 4 methods to request the 2 recommended types of transcripts to help answer the Fafsa questions on personal finances. Plus, we have displayed the IRS webpage for Get Transcript Services. We're almost done. Displayed here are the references and referrals used in this presentation. Displayed here are some notes for you to read, plus my email address if you have questions or have a suggestion to improve this presentation. Thank you for your time and kind attention. As a United Way volunteer Fafsa navigator, it has been my pleasure to provide to you this presentation on the Fafsa personal finance questions and supporting IRS Get Transcript Services.